Mickey 17 is Bong Joon-ho's interpretation of American politics. And whether you like that or not, he's got an opinion on it, clearly. But let's just get right into it. Mickey 17 is a movie about a man who decides, I'm going to go to space, and this is going to be my job. And with this job comes me dying a lot, so people can figure out more about this environment that we are going to. That being said, let's get right into the meat and potatoes, right? So when I say that this is an interpretation of American politics by Bong Joon-ho, I mean that in the sense of, like, Mark Ruffalo is clearly an interpretation of Donald Trump. Just the way his mannerisms are, the way the over-the-topness, and some of these different policy ideas, maybe. I don't know. Now, whether you swing left or right, I don't think... Well, you know, I think this movie would sort of be catered towards the left because... Well, maybe not. I'm not... Like I said, there's just a lot to unpack here. I think there are, like, three main characters within the political agenda in this movie. We have Mark Ruffalo, who I believe is a loose interpretation of Donald Trump. Loose. And then there is Toni Collette, who I actually think is a loose interpretation of Jill Biden, because we see, when we compare Toni Collette to Jill Biden during the Biden administration, I think we see a lot of moments where Jill Biden is speaking for Joe Biden. Or it's moments like, she's really happy for Joe Biden because she also feels like she's, part of the decision making, I think. Now, I think depending on where you look at it, like I said, I just think that if she's supposed to be an interpretation of us, then that's probably who she'd be. And there's another character who I believe to be sort of the, it honestly kind of felt like he was like Kamala Harris almost, because if we want to theorize what happened during the Biden administration, a lot of us could say, Kamala was running things behind the scenes because, as we saw, Joe Biden's physical and mental health, no one can deny it clearly started to decline, right? That being said, it's just a really, really interesting way that American politics were brought into this, because it's a fun, goofy, dark humor, normal humor type movie. There's a lot of good moments in here that got me chuckling. But Robert Pattinson delivers, he's just proving that he's always had this type of range. Between Mickey 17 and Mickey 18, they're two different people, which is incredible because it's the same guy, obviously. Now, Robert Pattinson brings this warmth to his character, to Mickey, that instantly makes you kind of root for him. And so, throughout the entire movie, you're with him, and you're just with him. Donnie Yen's in this. Donnie Yen is a terrible person in this movie, end of sentence. But Invincible's great, right? So that being said, there's another moment in this movie where I was like, yeah, this is definitely a take on politics. There's a portion where people are supporting Mark Ruffalo's political character. And you know what? They're all wearing this very interesting, it's like a pastel shade of red, and they got the hats, and I'm pretty sure it says some stuff on top of it, and that's the moment where I was like, yep, this, strap in, let's see where this takes us. I'm excited to see what kind of political opinions Bong Joon-ho might have on us. Regardless, Mickey 17, all around, it's a fun time, and I think it's even more fun when you're in my position. You're trying to piece together, what does this mean? What are we trying to say here? And what kind of political agenda does this movie have? I didn't even talk about this other idea that this movie presents us. And, obviously it's with our main character, and the whole premise of his arc of having to die and, be okay with it, This movie really questions our mortality and what it means to have one life. And, there's something profound about that. This is just one of those movies where I haven't quite figured that out yet. Might take some time. And maybe you even have a different opinion on it, which is perfect. Anywho, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.